Our lab today consists of a block of wood with a nail in it and 3 strings attached, a big chunk of clay, and a scale to measure mass. Here's what the setup looks like for the first part. It has the block and the mass attached to one end. Before we start, we got to measure the clay mass to get an idea of its mass. It's about 107.25 grams. I'm going to release the clay block on the count of 3. And you can see that the block moves a little bit. Here's the same experiment from the side. Just to give you a different view. When I measure the distance it travels, it's right around 34 centimeters. Okay, now we're ready to start part 2. So I measure the first mass, and it's right around 107.2726. And I have my other mass, which is roughly the same size. And we're going to measure this one. It's around 107.26 as well. So 2 masses right around 107.26. Okay, and now we have our part 2 set up. We have 2 masses of equal size on opposite sides of the table. We're going to drop them at the same exact time. Okay, and we drop them, and you can see what happens. As you may or may not notice from the video, it hardly moved. In fact, I don't think it moved at all. If I line up the arrow with the dot, I can see it didn't move at all. All right, now we're going to transition to part 3. For part 3, we actually have 3 masses of different sizes. The first mass we measure at about 82.73 grams. That's going to go all the way on the left-hand side here. Then we have our second mass, which weighs 166.23 grams. And we're going to put that one all the way over here. So it's kind of moving right there. So that's our second mass. And our third mass is 107.24. And that one's going to go all the way on the right-hand side. So here's our part 3 setup. One mass all the way to the left of 82 grams. One mass up top of 166 grams, and the one all the way to the right is 107 grams. Okay, with the help of my wife, we're going to drop these all at the same time. 1, 2, 3. You can see it moves. All right, next step is to measure. And I take out my tape measure, and it's about 15.5 centimeters that the block moved. And that was towards the largest mass. Okay, so that's our experiment. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm pretty pooped. Good night.